Good morning, everyone. Well, I wanted to give you a quick Saturday weather update because we do have a good chance of storms this afternoon and, unfortunately, a chance for severe storms as well. Let's start 8 a.m. this morning. For the morning hours, can't rule out a stray shower here or there, but it does look largely dry. There's a good chance you'll stay dry through the morning hours, but I do want to mention the chance for a stray shower possibly being around during the morning hours. Now, the biggest question still in the forecast is the early afternoon, because there are indications that a round of rain is going to try and push in to northwest Indiana. But the latest high resolution modeling brings it into Chicago, but just before it moves into northwest Indiana, look what happens. It largely fizzles out. Now, that's important because if it's raining 12 to 2 o'clock this afternoon, that's going to keep our temperatures down and reduce the threat for severe storms later in the afternoon. However, if this model is correct, and this is a pretty reliable model, and the rain fizzles out before it moves in during the early afternoon, we won't cool down as much, and so then that severe threat certainly is still going to be around late this afternoon. So we'll keep an eye on that. I'll keep you posted on that. That's just something to kind of keep in mind, that opportunity for rain in the early afternoon. But it's not the severe threat. It would just be some scattered showers and maybe a weak thunderstorm, but something that's a possibility. But right now, looking less likely, looking like the early afternoons are actually going to be dry. Let's talk about high temperatures today. If you're in Newton or Jasper County, it looks like you're going to reach the low 70s. For Lake and Porter County, looks like highs are going to be in the upper 60s. LaPorte County, a little bit cooler. High temperatures probably only in the mid 60s. Going to be windy for everyone, even if you don't see any storms this afternoon. We're talking about wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour for everyone in the region. So the time that we're concerned about is 4 o'clock this afternoon. This is when the cold front is going to be pushing in, and there's going to be a line of storms along this front. So I think the initial activity is going to pop up about 4 o'clock. If there's going to be a peak in activity right now, it's looking like about 5:30 this afternoon. Heavy rain, lightning, pretty good bet. And within this line, yes, there could be a couple of storms that overachieve and are severe. Right now, it's looking like by 7 o'clock in the evening, the line will be clear of us. However, behind the main line, there could still be some weak thunderstorms, some scattered showers that could linger for a while. But the severe threat right now looks like it's going to end by 7 o'clock in the evening. But I don't think the rain chance ends just yet. 7 o'clock, yes, still dealing with scattered showers, maybe some weak storms. Same thing at 9 o'clock. But I do think by 11 o'clock, we're largely dry. Maybe a few leftover stray showers that could linger through the overnight hours. But a good chance of rain will be over with by 11 o'clock. And I just mentioned that lingering activity this evening after the main line comes through, just because it could result in a little bit of isolated flooding in a couple spots. So as far as that severe risk goes, most of the region is under the level 2 risk, the slight risk of severe storms, except notice a portion of LaPorte County is only in the level 1 risk. And why is that? Because I mentioned that LaPorte County is going to be a little bit cooler today with highs only in the mid 60s. And the cooler you are, the lower the severe threat. So that's why if we get that initial round of rain in the early afternoon, that would hold our temperatures down. A place like Lake and Porter County, for example. And so our severe threat might go down as well. So how warm we get will have a big impact in how great the severe threat will be. But right now, based on the temperatures in the upper 60s, low 70s, that's warm enough, that level 2 risk. So most likely, I do want to stress, we're just going to see heavy rain, lightning, 4 o'clock this afternoon until 7 o'clock this evening. But there is certainly the potential, especially if we do reach temperatures in the low 70s, for some storms to overachieve. Worst case scenario, I'm not ruling out some wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour, possibly some quarter-size hail, and that's just big enough to leave some dents in your car. We're not talking about giant hail, golf ball, baseball size hail, but I'm not going to rule out some quarter-size hail. More than likely, we won't see hail, or it'll be really small hail, but worst case scenario, yeah, quarter-size hail. Low chance, yes, there could be a quick EF0 or EF1 tornado. Can't completely rule that out. And again, I talked about how there's going to be that initial line from 4 to 7 o'clock, but then after 7 o'clock, some lingering activity. There could still be a couple of weak storms behind the stronger storms from 4 to 7 o'clock, again, from that 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock period. So there could be a couple spots in the region, while most of us probably can see about an inch of rain, there could be a couple spots and see 2 inches of rain And if that 2 inches of rain occurs in a low-lying or poorly drained location, we could be talking about a few flooded roads, but certainly that will not be a widespread issue. Of course, if any watches or warnings are issued this afternoon, I'll be sure to let you know.